Marilyn Manson has always been a controversial figure. He puts on the makeup, wears all black, references the manifestos of serial killers in his song lyrics, and is a proud member of Anton LaVey's Church of Satan. He's always prided himself as being somewhat of an anti-celebrity. He wants people to not like him because it's the controversies he routinely stirs up that keep his career afloat. It seems that this time, however, Manson, whose real name is Brian Warner, has gotten himself into some hot water that has the potential to completely upend his career. Several women he's previously had relationships with have recently come forward alleging that the shock rocker physically and emotionally abused them while they were together. Granted, this is an ongoing story, so some of the details are just now coming to light. But let's see what some of his accusers have to say about his behavior and the way he treated them. Shocking new accusations. 30-year-old actress Evan Rachel Wood is at the center of this current wave of allegations. She claims that Warner groomed her since she was a teenager and horrifically abused her for years. 4 other women have come forward in a display of solidarity with Wood with their own allegations against the musician. These 4 testimonies make claims that Warner sexually assaulted them, subjected them to psychological abuse, and various other forms of coercion, intimidation, and violence. This new controversy has led Manson's record label, Loma Vista Recordings, to drop him from their roster. He's also been axed by 2 TV shows he had been involved with. Starz chose to remove Manson's performance from an episode of American Gods, and AMC cut him from the cast of Creepshow. Starz also issued a statement declaring they stand behind all the victims and survivors of abuse. Manson had a recurring role during American Gods' 3rd season, but after these allegations surfaced, the decision was made to cut him out of the upcoming episodes and replace him with someone else. AMC's Creepshow series airs each episode in 2 segments. Manson's first segment has already aired, but he'll be dropped from the second segment. Simply put, he's been canceled. Of course, he has to take to social media to deny all the allegations, but that doesn't make them go away. Evan Rachel Wood, his accuser, was previously engaged to Manson in 2010. She published her accusations on February 1st. She alleges the rocker manipulated and brainwashed her throughout the entirety of their relationship. "I am done living in fear of retaliation, slander, or blackmail," Wood wrote. She continued by expressing her desire to expose what she referred to as a dangerous man and to call out the many industries that have enabled him before he ruins any more lives. Wood's claims led to 4 other women coming forward with their own claims of sexual assault, psychological abuse, and violence. Ashley Waters, Sarah McNeely, Ashley Lindsay Morgan, and someone who has only provided their name as Gabriella have each given their testimonies against the Antichrist superstar rocker. Manson denies it all. "Obviously, my art and my life have long been magnets for controversy." He continued saying, "These recent claims about me are horrible distortions of reality. My intimate relationships have always been entirely consensual with like-minded partners." His post concluded by saying, regardless of how or why people are choosing to misrepresent the past, that is the truth. Wood met Manson when she was just 18 and he was 36. They were engaged in 2010. In 2018, Wood testified before the House Judiciary Subcommittee to raise support for the Sexual Assault Survivors Bill of Rights. That same year, Wood also filed a police report against Manson for unspecified sex crimes dating back to 2011. The DA declined to take on the case, however, citing the statute of limitations had expired, and there was an absence of corroborating evidence to justify the charges. Manson's personal attorney, Howard E. King, also put out a statement to The Hollywood Reporter denying Wood's claims. Manson is well known in the music industry as being a mysterious and eccentric person. Most people recognize him because of his unique dark aesthetic and spooky persona. He's been nominated for 4 Grammy Awards. He's also worked as an actor in recent years, appearing in shows like Sons of Anarchy and American Gods. But if any of these accusations are determined to be true, this could very easily spell out the end of his career. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you give it a like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And don't go anywhere. We're about to take a closer peek at some of the most controversial chapters of Marilyn Manson's career. Jenna Jameson speaks out. Former adult entertainment star Jenna Jameson has also come forward to tell her story. She revealed she dumped Marilyn Manson because he bit her unconsensually while they were having sex. She also claims he often fantasized about burning her alive and torturing her. The two dated back in 1997. She cut the relationship off after he started nonchalantly telling her that he wanted to kill her. As soon as he started talking to her violently, she cut him off. She complained about the bruises he would leave on her during their intimate relations. Jenna, who retired from the porn industry in 2008, said that Manson seemed fine after she dumped him. He moved on. It was the height of his career, so he probably had a lot of other opportunities back then. He's used to bad press. The entertainment industry is far less forgiving in this post-Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby world. The Me Too movement has sent out a clear message that abusers will no longer be tolerated. We already mentioned that Manson has always sought out new ways to disturb his listeners, and their parents as well. Sometimes his antics have gotten him into hot water, while other times his sensational theatrics have come across as hokey and forced. Back in the 90s, he was a lot more shocking than he is today. His relationship with the Church of Satan. During his 1994 tour supporting Nine Inch Nails, Manson's notoriety had grown so high that Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan, personally reached out to him to request a meeting. After they linked up, LaVey made Manson an official minister for the church. Manson later even wrote the foreword to LaVey's last book, Satan Speaks. To this day, Manson still occasionally officiates satanic weddings, baptisms, and funerals. Self-harm on stage. During a show in San Francisco, Manson decided he needed to break a beer bottle and plunge the broken shards deep into his chest. This wasn't the first time he had done this. Apparently, he had turned to it as a coping mechanism since his high school years, but it was the first time he did so live on stage in such a theatrical manner, and it left a huge scar. Smoking human bones. Manson did an interview with High Times in 1996 where he revealed that he and his guitarist Twiggy had smoked human bones together at one point. Apparently, they dug up some bones they found in a cemetery and convinced a bunch of groupies to smoke them in an LA hotel room on tour that year. The Phil Donahue Show. In the 90s, The Phil Donahue Show was one of the most popular talk shows. In those days, heavy metal had become a cultural boogeyman of sorts, and Marilyn Manson was at the center of a moral panic involving it. During his interview, Manson had the guts to say he thought it was unfortunate parents didn't keep up with what their kids are doing. I think parents should raise their kids better, or someone like Marilyn Manson is going to, Manson candidly shared. Arrested for sexual assault in 2001. During Ozfest in 2001, Manson went out on stage wearing just a leather thong and pantyhose. Partially through his set, he wrapped his legs around a security guard's head and started gyrating his hips. He was subsequently charged with battery and sexual assault, although the latter charge was dropped by a judge. Prop gun on the eve of a mass shooting. On November 5, 2017, Devin Kelly shot 26 people at a church in Texas. That very evening, Manson went out on stage at Ozfest meets Knotfest in San Bernardino, California, with his mic in the scope slot of a prop semi-automatic gun. It's unclear whether he had planned the stunt before the shooting, but it didn't really matter. Many of his fans and members of the media strongly condemned his actions, especially since San Bernardino was the site of its own mass shooting just 2 years prior. He later released a statement saying he was merely attempting to make a political statement about how easy it is to acquire a semi-automatic weapon, but no one was really buying that excuse. If the most recent accusations laid out against Marilyn Manson are true, hopefully justice will be served and his victims can start the process of healing. We'd love to hear from you. Do you think he's guilty or innocent? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Trender if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.